Hello guys, and once again welcome to Life 360. My name is Robbie Omondi. Now guys, we've been talking so much about opportunities, we've been talking about health. Today my guest is a nurse by profession. She left Kenya to go to the US to seek for greener pastures, as most of us would if there's no opportunity where we are. Now she's taking us through her experience in the US as a nurse, and also her creating a platform for many other young Kenyans, not only those who are in the nursing career, but anyone else who has something to do but do not know where to channel their expertise. So I'll be speaking to Janet Rangi. She'll be taking us through her experience, and definitely you'll learn something. And if you wish to reach out to her, she'll definitely give us her contact, and you can reach out to her. Maybe your greener pastures awaits you in this video. So let's get to it.
So thank you for having me. My name is Janet Rangi. That is my brand name. I can go by other names, but for the sake of this, my brand is Janet Rangi. I left this country in 2003, so I've been in the United States for 20 years. So I left as a registered nurse. I had a bachelor's degree in nursing. I went there as a student, F1. But when I reached there, there was a need to have nurses in the United States. So I did exams, I was licensed, and I worked as a nurse for many years. But then I gained the online interest now, okay, where I started vlogging and blogging and telling people how to join me in America and eventually also Canada. And so for the past maybe 7 years, that has been my calling and my passion. And so right now, that's what I'm doing, is to help people go to the United States and Canada. I just felt it was a better opportunity, but mostly it's the money, of course, the compensation, because healthcare is not an easy field. People don't talk about it, but it's a real sacrifice when you go in those hospitals to work. And compensation goes a long way to help people. But of course, our primary goal is to help patients, is to help them heal. Yeah, but going to the United States, it was a bigger opportunity. Like, for example, I went with my bachelor's degree, but I managed again to go for further education. So I went for my master's degree at University of California, Los Angeles, and then I also went to the University of Texas. So I practiced nursing at the highest level. In America, we call it the practice of medicine. So I no longer do bedside, I just do prescriptions. So I just do, in America, nurses perform higher than here. That's the difference. Yeah, they are not limited. Like me, I have a mandate and I have a license to practice 100% medicine. The facilities are very nice. Of course, they are clean. They have enough equipment. They have enough supplies, and the resources are huge. Number two is also the compensation. As I say, they pay well, but also they remind their workers or the healthcare professionals every day that they are worth. So they give them, you know, recognition, sometimes bonuses. So normally, and then there's work-life balance. For example, in the nurses in the United States, you only work 3 nights. So you just choose, I want to be a night nurse. It's not like here you rotate and rotate. No, there you choose, you want to be a night nurse, you work 3 nights, and then you have 4 days off, or you choose 3 days, okay? But of course, our people from here, they want money. Okay, so for every extra hour, they give you a time and a half, and that is how people make enough money when they go there. Yeah, so they pay very well, and then there's enough work to go around. Now, in terms of here, they don't have enough professionals also. But again, there's still enough demand. So even if people go to America and Canada, I think there'll be young ones ready to take their spots. You see what I mean? So it's just creating still opportunities. Just because people are going abroad does not mean that these ones here cannot have enough.
Basically, when someone hears that you've done medicine or you're doing anything in that line of medicine, you know, they'll take you as a very serious person. But now you manage to, you know, take your career and combine it with doing something in the online platform. How did you manage to bring that together for someone who maybe would want to do the same?
The connection I have between healthcare and the online space was my exposure to people from all countries. You see, healthcare has a lot of foreigners. So I met many people from the Philippines, or Filipino nurses, nurses from India, and also many doctors from India, China. So mostly Asia, Europe, everyone is in America. But this is what I noticed, that most of those people are in America in big numbers. and they had communities, okay? So the Asian community, they have their Chinatown, they are doing well, Indians are doing well and everything. And me, I thought, you know what, for me, where I came from, I was lucky to be a nurse and got some information. But from the time I left, you either know a relative who is in America, or you are lucky to find people here, you know. So there was no clear information out there. So my thinking was, if I can bring this information, people can learn how to do it. They don't need a relative, they don't need a friend. Okay, number two, that will make our community bigger. And when you look at the total picture, more revenues come back. And those that go, they create more space. And I'm so glad it has worked. Yes, and we want it to even grow bigger. So I'm here to give them hope. You know, right now, the way the world is going, talent is big. Anything you have, put it out there. Go on social media and start all those things. But having said that, there are many opportunities abroad. It's not just nurses, it's not just doctors. Okay, for myself, I've taught people different kinds of visas, and that is very important, because just knowing that there's a DV lottery, that is not enough. Okay, so I make them understand what is a visit visa, what are the pros and the cons of a visit visa, what is a student F1, okay, and this F1, can you bring your husband and kids? So people learn there, they're like, oh, so I can actually go on F1 as a student and bring my wife as F2, and the children can go to school as F2. Then I teach them J1 visa. So for some of them who are meeting me for the first time, they'll be surprised. But this is a field that people don't like to share. Because when I give them information, they want to do it themselves, and then when the day for the airport comes, they're surprised. There's that surprise element in this field, and that doesn't help me to grow quicker. But still, there are a few people that share. So these universities like Egerton, JKUCAT, most of them know me. I have so many students who have done agriculture who come there as interns, or we call them scholars or everything. So they don't even have to finish university. They can come on J1 visas as interns in agriculture. They are in horticulture, they are in dairy, they are on farms, they are in chicken coops, they are everywhere. They're on tuft, you know, grass, on golf courses. These are people who follow me, okay? We have people in hospitality who work in hotels. Many have come through me. They come, again, young, between 22, you know, to around 35. That is J1 visas. They've come in plenty. So hospitality is big with J1. Agriculture is big. All fields, even agriculture, engineering, or wherever. And then teachers. That's one thing no one talks about. I have so many teachers that have followed me, and now they know there's something called J1 visa. There are so many shortages. There are many shortages of teachers abroad. Yeah, so just like nursing, people are coming on J1 visas, and their spouses can come on J2. And when the spouse comes on J2, the spouse is also given a work permit. Okay, I've also talked to them about green cards, because most people just understand the green card lottery or marriage to a United States citizen, but that's not true. There are many kinds of green cards. We have green cards through work. I got a green card through work. I went as a student, but I managed to pass the nursing exams. Then the hospital said, hey, we have a nurse, we'll sponsor you. Found a lawyer, went to the immigration and said, hey, we have a qualified nurse, she's licensed, we are requesting for a green card. And that is how I got my green card. I stayed for 5 years, and then I became a citizen. So you can see that is another pathway. You can actually go there as a student for masters, especially if you're in the STEM field, which is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And when I say that, some people get scared.
Yeah, true.
But that is not true. STEM has a lot of courses, including business finance. There's a business analytics. So there are many, forestry, there are many fishing, there are many courses in there that are considered STEM that you there are hundreds on the State Department. And all those people can, when they come as students, after they graduate, the US can retain them through a process called H1B, and sometimes also a green card. We have religious workers coming, pastors, we have priests, catechists. If they have even a master's degree, there is a green card for them. And one thing I have to mention that is not fair probably, there's even a category for people who have money now. They can actually get a green card right now. I can even just take them to a lawyer and say, go here. They'll give them a small job, like maybe just working in a fast food restaurant. You work for the restaurant for 1 year in exchange for a green card, and then they move on with what they want. Maybe they wanted to be engineers. Now they have a green card for the whole family. So I have a variety of all this information that I've been giving online for so many years, and it's just growing, 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 and growing. And the results can be shown both in America and also in Canada. So I've read about the same stories. I have no evidence of what goes on, okay? I can only speak for America. Canada is also North America. They kind of share the same culture. So I think, there's no problem there. But for America, as you well know, human rights is a big issue. Yeah, so they have labor laws. For every employer, they give 40 hours per week, and there's under contract. And anytime you work more than 40 hours, they compensate a time and a half. And that is clearly written, okay? If you're sick, you call in. So that's not a problem in America, okay? No. If there's a problem in America, it has to do with your immigration situation. Did you go there legally and did you stay legally? Or what else? Being lonely, missing home. Yeah, no, but housing is there, everything is there, okay? So long as you are willing to work hard. Some people come and then they want to hide. They become uncomfortable. The pressure is very high. You are supposed to produce. The money is there, but you have to produce the work. So you cannot go and put a jacket on the desk and think you'll be compensated. There's a lot of accountability. Even working as a nurse, those 8 hours you'll burn out. Yeah. But no, that is not an issue. If you're saying what goes on in the Middle East, no, nothing like that. In fact, in America, you cannot even have a maid. Okay, you cannot. So basically everyone does everything on their own, you see. So there's nothing like, in fact, they are very sensitive. They don't call them watchman, security guard, You cannot say subordinate, no, assistant, So no, that is not a problem in America. That is a very good question. Again, I spent a lot of years. I was very patient, okay? My goal was not money. And for anyone to say that no one likes money, that's a big lie. But that is not how I went there. Okay, so I started and then it went into something else. So the reason I'm saying this is because I have a website, which is janetrangi.com, and I have an archive of videos. Meaning that if you don't have money, that is not an excuse. Janet has taught you every kind of visa. You cannot miss any information. I'm the author of this information, so I know what I'm saying. If you put in the time and you have what you call them bundles. Yes. So, yes, if you have that, that's all you need, okay? But for those who find it very complex and they have the resources, yes. Those ones now come to me, I hold their hand. Again, on the same website, they can just choose the silver package, which is a consultation. And we talk through their family, we talk through their education. I evaluate everything they have, and then we see what is a good fit for you, you see. And then some of them continue, not just the consultation, they combine that maybe with a platinum package. They say, Janet, I want you to find me a school. I find a school. If there are any exams they're supposed to do, I help them do those exams. If they don't have money and they are willing to do exams, I can identify for them a student loan so that it covers the whole amount of education in the United States. There are some who want to be visitors, but they are not very confident with filling in the embassy forms, the right questions, because the embassy is about honesty. Okay, so there are some things that are cultural in America, they are done and they are not here. So I kind of bridge the gap so that they understand. So I help them in those packages. Yeah, so you can do it yourself, but in the event that you cannot, I have so many people, then you have to come and compensate, because I have to have a team, I have to maintain a website, I have to have the resources to keep the mission going, okay? Yeah, so yes, to answer you it just depends. If you can do yourself, fine, I give you free information. But if you feel like Janet needs to hold your hand, you just go on the website. And one thing I have to correct to make sure they understand is usually, because this is a field where people can be cheated. We've had a situation where people grasp my videos and come to Nairobi and post and lie that they work with me, okay? So I always tell them, if you go to Janet Rangi 67@gmail.com, we are the ones who will guide you on the right phones, on the right website, on the right this. So then you will know it's us, because we are 100% virtual. We do not have any office. Everything is completely virtual. Of course, I have a team in Kenya to help people, if they're struggling with payments. I have someone in technology called Sam. I have customer service, Purity, and also Ashley. If they hear those three names, they cannot, but usually those names are attached to my number. and they're attached with the number of my team, Bruce in Canada, Josephine in Canada, also Jay in the United States. So they will see my number, they will see the American numbers plus the Kenyan team. So they cannot say, oh, but that was fake. No, you can see my number there. So we guide them to make sure that they are not lied to, okay? And so we appreciate if they want any service, it's very easy on the website. So janetrangi.com is my main website where they will see videos and those packages if they need any payments or they need me to work for them. But online, I'm known as Janet Rangi everywhere. Like Facebook, you have to go and say, it's Janet Rangi, because I have a personal page, and you go there, nothing is happening. You're like, oh, what happened to this one? But the business page is where I have more than 200,000 followers there. It's Janet Rangi on Facebook, YouTube, Janet Rangi. If you go on TikTok, it's real Janet Rangi. Okay, I had Janet Rangi and someone tried to steal it. Yes. So I had to start at real Janet Rangi, but TikTok gave it back to me, but I didn't go back. I still own that one. So if you go Janet, IG is Janet Rangi. Some of them, sometimes I'm not very active, because when you are into the business, it takes a lot of time. So I learned to balance the media side and then the business side, okay? Yeah, so Janet Rangi, if you just know the name Janet Rangi, you'll go to America, you'll go to Canada. Okay?
Thank you very much.
Yes, yeah.
It's a pleasure talking to you.
Okay.
And I hope our viewers will learn something and actually reach out to you.
Oh, thank you so much. And thank you so much for having me here today.
Guys, I told you this is a plug. When we say we are Life 360, we mean it, because we plug you in with every aspect of life that you will need to propel you to the next place that you like to be. Reach out to Janet or reach out to us. We will be in touch with you. We will connect you to Janet, and probably next time we speak to you, you will be in the US or Canada or a place of your choice where you feel your career path is taking the right direction. Thank you very much for tuning in up to this end. My name is Robbie Omondi. This is Life 360. Bye-bye.